クリアしたらこれ服もらえるのか。ホットパンツ。いろいろあるんかなこれ。全部もらっていこう。服だ服。おお、あ、俺これは持ってたな。カーラックだな。これ誰？これはもらったな。これレーゼルでしょ？おお、この下着はあれ、じゃあヘラっぽい。こんだけか。ドレスみたいなのあるんじゃないの？これミニサラでしょ。何がいいかな。これいいな。色使おうかなんか。八重千代のさブーツってないもんな。これ初めて見たわ。バーガンディ行ってみる。俺どれつけてる？緑のやつか。これか。これでいこう。よう。
Starting to wonder if you'd show up. Honestly. I'll come. You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it. I'm glad you seem well. Truly. I had no doubt. But I'm glad to hear you say it all the same. Must I? I'm joking. Of course I want to know. Tell me all. I'm glad you two have each other. Hells, I'd be almost tempted to come along if you'd Hopefully these meetups will become a regular occurrence. It's not that I miss the tadpoles, but at least it brought us together. Now we've got to make the extra effort ourselves. I'm sure we will, but let's be proactive about it all the same. After all, we've faced down bigger threats than wrangling together a few social calendars. Don't be a I've missed wine. Had to resort to making my own cider recently, which isn't bad. Don't get... Come here. That hit the spot. You might be onto something there, though the name might need work. Don't be a...
もう話題が
You
なく
know, I never really imagined Withers as much of a party thrower. But then again, I suppose our camps weren't taking care of... Indeed. Healing can only do so much. We'd likely be dead somewhere out in the wilderness if not for him. Always. Careful. I might not let go one of these times. Don't be a stranger.
会話何度もやっても
There you are. I was hoping you'd make your way over.
水オーラいんのかこれあいつ誰ミリルって誰こんなん知らんぞやいぶしだじゃあもういらんのちゃうんこれ
Don't mind if I do.
欲しいんかな一応もらっとくか
Doesn't no one here get drunk and spill
旅が続くならな レイゼルとずっと一緒におったらあれかな最後カーラックじゃなしにリスヤンキーの男言ってたかもしれん
Well, so, how are you enjoying the hells, my dear? I assume they're darling as ever. Oh, bless you. But no. I am living a life better than most can dream of. I'm not trading these silks. Cazador's mansion has become my palace, and played host to every kind of banquet and soiree, and of course, has seen its fair share of hedonism, clandestine deals, and the occasional disappearance. Well, I'm spinning my web. Power grows slowly, but I have nothing but time now. Rather wonderfully, actually. I've been making... They're the kind of friends that would see me burn the first chance they get. But that's all. But the important thing is I am doing wonderfully. And who knows what's next? There's an entire world out there, ready for the taking. They are welcome to try. I did miss you, you know. We did share a wonderful adventure, you and I. But we have great new lives stretched. I will never forget the time we spent together, though. And I know. Until next time. We've already had one heart-to-heart. Best to leave it at...
ウィルは
Gods, I must look a mess. I just rolled out from under a pesky ogre when Withers yanked me in. Oh, I didn't mean... Well, I didn't mean that. How about I change the subject? It's so good to see the trolls I've torn open. I don't suppose you'd indulge me. Yes, but you want to hear about the Stegosaurus that bullied Candle Keep, the Impossible Lich, or the young dragon who crawled out of Deeping Cave. It did. I made camp south of Daggerford.
長いな
Tell you, it was as if 1,000 skeletons were walking the skies and had split. I shielded myself with armor of Agathis and made for the light. The bone I cast. But what does a world of netherbrains and magic? I raged through the night. By morning, the fields were buried in shards of bone. She's kept her leash loose. Though, I've been no stranger to the hells. Every target she's set me on's been a demonic intruder. Tenari assassins who slip into Avernus. Armonites that amass near the Styx. My next mark's the most challenging yet. Or so she says. I don't know much more. Only that it's no demon, but a devil. She's playing a game. I don't know what it is or how she plans to win, but I can tell you this much. I'd fall on my own blade and join the blood war in an instant should Zariel's hell touched. And as long as I'm more useful as a warlock, that's not a risk Mazora would take. I wish you'd been there to join in. Oh, I suppose that's my way of... But the people we were. Warriors. I've seen him more than a few times. He's leading the city's renewal. Opened the gates to all newcomers. And the likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with Bane's chosen, primed the fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow. That cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions. Father's pardoned every last fist. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but he's teaching the fist a new lesson. Go on, the night's young. You should all waste a single drop of wine for them.
スクラッチ
There's something strange in your old friend's mouth. What is it?
異物だ
A familiar invitation. He wants you to throw the object he's dropped. But it isn't a ball. He whines. Less talk, more throw. Scratch barks merrily in something like agreement.
I'm glad for it. This.
次じゃヘレン
Well, now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to. An unworthy one. Forgive me. I am my first, since the reconstruction began. We left quite... Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing. Huh. What else? Help. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. My own son, George. Not so for... Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two, if they don't expel her. There is still much to do. People to help. I may have little love for this city, but so for all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. The same might be said for all of us, I'd wager. Now, before this night, I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know.
リシット消えてるわ誰だ
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice. I find it... You have no idea who I am, do you? I owe him a favor. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another. Languishing in obscurity. Before I was banished. I'm washed up, I'm afraid. Suppose I'll...
Cool.
We should make this a tradition. Meet up every year. Don't be a...
We are not dreaming. It is our old friend. Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, you will forgive. Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover. Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by no... It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists in ample time. But leave such... How have you filled your days, since we tore the sticky tyrant from the sky? Exactly! Her heart would be cured! There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo.
Oh shit. Commander Zula won't know where the fuck we went! Ha! Oh, rest up, soldier. My tin can will be alright for the night. And you and me will get to sleep with both eyes shut for the first time in 6 months? You don't need to ask. She's got a knight in her, I think. Any trouble and I'll toddle back off to hell quick as you please. Here, here. Oh, hey. Before you go, I've been... Zariel's probably got a load of Cambions guarding that forge. I'm sure she knows I'll want in. She'll do anything to stop me from fixing this thing. I might have an in with one of the guards, though. An old acquaintance called Flo. Not...
いいねかなこれ。ウィルの父だ。ハルシ。アルフィラって誰？アラージ。値ずれ。アラージも知らんな。
I wonder if I can get this from my own cellar.
Nocturne. はどうさんだ。ボス。まだ続きがあるのかな。ギルドと
Wither certainly knows his wine. Or resurrected an excellent sommelier.
A most welcome sight.
「半年後」みたいな感じか。
All my favorite people in one place. Not to mention all my favorite wines.
あ、ここ一部日本語化されてんだね。本来多分英語なんだけど。あと話してないの誰？シャドウハード行ったとこだよね。シナビーは？シナビーがパーティー開催したからな。シナビーレーゼルで行きたいな。レーゼル怖っ。おい、俺の傭兵たちどっか行ったんじゃねえのか？
This one, thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate. Until such time it requires
ちょっと
saving
待
again.
って。話進んじゃいそうだから。
It smells so good here.
My friend, the hell. For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through to see your face. It brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
Limbo, she'd said. A plane of chaos where you might drink and the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once the Githzerai were one of the Githyanki. until bloody civil war severed them.
It's nice to hear. It's taken a dozen Gish's talents. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Shractalor.
Shractalor. You recall the name. The capital city of the Githzerai.
Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to Minyara Gith through the cosmos. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance. Exactly the My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger. Minyara Gith is an ascetic. And if he I am the comet. My people will... But you've heard that refrain. Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss it. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't...
これで終わったしなのか。いや、カーラックにちょっと手紙あげれるのかこれ。何あいつ。あっさりヴァンパイアになれるの。ダモンの手紙プレゼントできねえか。
Yes. What indeed? The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving. To you. There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
なんだ。ラファエル。
I owe you thanks. The crown really is marvelous. I'm almost tempted to dig Carsus's soul out of whatever pit he's in, so I can show him what his creation is capable of. Now it's in the right hands. My legions are beginning their assault on Zariel's flying fortress just about now. It will fall before the sun rises over Toril, and Avernus will be mine. Conquering the other hells will be simplicity itself. The archdevils are already making overtures of peace and promises of tribute. My dear father Mephistopheles is among them. Even he sees how the tide has turned. And with all 9 hells under my command, I will end the blood. Inferno Victoria, and look for new worlds to conquer. It won't be long before I come knocking at your door. Ta-ta for now.
He? どっからこれコンティニューって。これ続編あるみたいな感じなんかな。次はザリエルとみたいな。終わった。4が出てくるのかな。4でラファエル倒してるけど生きてることになってて、ラファエル対ザリエルみたいなかもしれないですね。下着ここで全部ゲットしてもさ旅できんじゃん。まあ、あとは騒動みたいな感じか。寝るとこもないんだよねこれ。ないなぁ。バルダーズゲートクリアしましたんでこれで終わります。